Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel and blog. I'm Jenny Hall. Thanks for joining me for another tutorial. Today I have a coloring video to share with you. I am using a sentiment of Teeny Tiny Wishes to make an Easter card, and I'll be using the Stampin' Up! Watercolor Pencils and Inside the Lines Designer Series paper. I have used Inside the Lines paper before. It's like an adult coloring page paper, and it has an image on one side. However, it does not have any printing on the reverse. What this helps me with is not worrying about whether I'm going to go through and saturate the bottom side of the cardstock. It's a nice thick weight, although it is not as heavy weight as actual piece of cardstock. I'm using a limited number of the watercolor pencils because I'm going to create different colored flowers. However, they are all going to have the same color families in common. This is one way that I can keep the design tied together. I'll go and turn on some music now and let you enjoy the coloring. As you can see the evolution of this image coming together, you'll notice that I did use quite a bit of yellow and green. I used yellow as the foundation for the flowers, and then I also chose to bring it in as the background color. One of the watercolor pencils is actually the color Old Olive, and that is where I was able to decide what color I wanted the card base to be. Working with one of the colors that I knew would be able to tie in from the image that was colored is a great way to be able to bring together all of the colors into the design. I'm attaching this colored panel to a piece of basic black cardstock with just using some snail adhesive. I'm going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals and adhere this unit actually to another piece of black cardstock. But I'm going to have a little bit of an overhang here. And what I'm doing is I'm going to leave room for the sentiment to be heat embossed. The way I perform heat embossing is to choose a stamp that is going to fit within the area, and then I first treat the cardstock with an embossing buddy. The embossing buddy has some kind of special powder inside. I think it might be cornstarch, and it treats the cardstock to where it will not be, I guess it won't take any fingerprints and it won't have any static cling. Because the powder that we use to stick to the really sticky ink there, it will stick to anything that will actually hold it into place. So if I had not used the embossing buddy, then what it would do is as I get to the step of pouring the powder on, it will stick to the fingerprints. It'll stick to everything. So one way that I can make sure that my card is going to be the best that it can be is to make sure I remember to use that embossing buddy bag. There's a lot of different methods out there. Some people just take a box of cornstarch and a paintbrush and swish it on. And I've seen people use an anti-static tool that has a brush on the end. I have one of those as well. However, I find nothing works better on a piece of flat cardstock as the embossing buddy. What you see now is the panel is adhered to the piece of black cardstock. I have my sentiment in place, and it's just left on a little area of kind of an empty space. My card image was larger of the floral piece, and I cut it down to be able to fit into this area. Thank you for joining me for the video. I invite you over to my blog at jennystampsup.com, and there you'll find more card making inspiration.
Hi, my name is Trip. Thanks for watching the video. See you next time.